What are you doing?
Who? Me? I was just, well, definitely not dumping my... okay, you caught me. I was dumping my used motor oil. So what?
So what? Don't you know that doing that has consequences?
Consequences? Like what?
Well, look at that.
Well, that's just a junkyard.
And this?
What? That's not my fault.
Oh, really? Well, what about that?
I never realized that dumping oil could do so much harm. Is it really that important?
Of course. Pollution is always bad business.
I guess I have no choice. I have to start disposing of my oil properly. Say, what are you supposed to do with used oil?
I'll tell you.
Who are you, anyway?
I'm an authorized Evergreen Oil representative.
No wonder you're such an expert.
Come on. We have to show everyone how important and easy it is to properly handle and re-refine oil. Our world. The number of vehicles being driven in it increases every day. According to the Department of Transportation, 12 million new vehicles are added every year in the U.S. alone. Over 26 million vehicles are registered in California, and the State Energy Commission estimates that there will be 31.5 million by the year 2020.
Wow, that's a lot of cars.
With more and more cars on the road, dealing with billions of gallons of used oil in an environmentally safe manner is a real challenge.
But what if every drop of waste oil could be reclaimed and reused?
Evergreen Oil Inc. has been doing just that, protecting the environment in California for over 2 decades.
2 decades? I had no idea.
You must know something about oil.
I do. I was working on my car, after all. Listen to this. Motor oil, or crankcase oil, is the lubricant that keeps engines running smoothly and efficiently. As a car engine operates, the oil gets contaminated with metals from engine wear and chemicals that break down from additives in the oil. Every driver knows that motor oil should be replaced regularly. Most people take their car in for service every few thousand miles to get the oil changed, while others prefer to do it themselves.
But not everyone knows or thinks about what happens to the used oil once it's been removed. Learning about what is being done with waste oil and what can be done should create awareness and an important benefit to the economy and the environment.
Gosh, I guess I never really thought about it. How can I help?
Here, start by reading this.
Used oil is considered a hazardous waste in California because it's a carrier of contaminants that, when disposed of improperly, are a real threat to the environment. According to the American Petroleum Institute, 1.2 billion gallons of lubricating oil are used in vehicles each year. About half of that oil is consumed in engines, while the remaining 600 million gallons are removed as waste during oil changes.
Millions of these gallons are removed by drivers that change their own oil, of which more than 240 million gallons are improperly discarded. This indicates that 68% of these do-it-yourselfers pour their dirty oil into gutters, throw it in the garbage, or just dump it on the ground instead of taking it to an authorized collection center, which is the right thing to do. Ultimately, that oil leaks into the soil, runs down the sewer system, and finds its way into rivers, lakes, and the ocean.
More than 265 million gallons of used oil are generated annually by Californians, who recycle about 48% of that waste. but only 5% of the recycled waste is re-refined. Re-refined? What does that mean?
There's a difference between recycling oil and re-refining it. In the U.S. today, a similar percentage of the nation's collected waste oil is recycled, but less than 1% of all the used oil is re-refined. Did you know that if we re-refine all the nation's available used oil, we could save in excess of 78,000 barrels of oil per day?
Really? Wow! Now that I know we can keep so much oil from polluting the environment, I want to learn everything I can about it. Tell me more about Evergreen and the difference between recycling and re-refining oil.
Well, Evergreen is the leader in lube re-refining technology and operates a fleet of specialized trucks to collect automotive waste from used oil generators, such as auto dealers, service stations, and lube oil changers throughout California. The used oil is taken to Evergreen's own state-of-the-art re-refinery located on a 7-acre site in the town of Newark, California, just across the bay from San Francisco.
I see. It says here that unlike other facilities, Evergreen's re-refinery was designed from its inception to re-refine crankcase oil into premium-grade lube base oils. And with many improvements since then, Evergreen has operated successfully 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for over 20 years with no signs of slowing down. And now, it's expanding its re-refining capacity to almost double its production volume. That's impressive.
Isn't it?
So, how does re-refining work exactly?
The re-refining process at Evergreen has several stages dealing with different contaminants according to their physical and chemical properties. It involves an initial analysis, selection and pre-treatment of the feedstock, and a unique, locally developed chemical technology to prevent fouling and improve catalyst life. Take a look at this diagram.
Whoa! Waste oil contains about 5% water, which is removed before processing begins.
The first stage of the process extracts a light fuel by distillation, accounting for 6% of the incoming feed.
A following stage includes vacuum distillation and thin film evaporation, where heavier fuel is yielded. That's another 6%.
Then, lube oil is distilled away from all the solids, polymers, and heavy metals that are in the waste oil, leaving a residue of asphalt flux, a byproduct that accounts for 13% of the initial feed.
The next vital phase is catalytic hydrofinishing, which removes any remaining contaminants while yielding base lube oil that is then fractionated into required viscosities. So, out of 100 gallons of dewatered used oil, the process yields 6 gallons of light fuel distillate, 6 gallons of heavier fuel, 13 gallons of asphalt flux, and 75 gallons of lube oil base stocks.
Evergreen's re-refined production is sold as neutral base oil to custom blenders who blend in the required protective additives. Their final products are later marketed as engine oils, transmission oils, gear oils, hydraulic oils, and other lubricants.
Evergreen's highly sophisticated laboratory analyzes and monitors both the incoming waste oil and the re-refined lube base. The final product is tested one last time against all ASTM standards accepted by the American Petroleum Institute.
This ensures that the metals and other contaminants are all gone and that the oil is pure, clean, and ready to be reused.
But wait, how is that different from recycling used oil?
While there are other companies that recycle used motor oil, they either apply a simple distillation and then blend it with a virgin fuel oil for offshore purposes, or just burn it in substitution of natural gas.
But doesn't that mean that in both cases, the resulting mixture still contains all the contaminants, like lead, zinc, magnesium, copper, and other toxins that, when burned, pollute the atmosphere?
Yes, and in any instance, oil recycled in that manner will be reused only once, and then this precious resource is gone for good. Instead, Evergreen utilizes a unique technology to re-refine used motor oil into premium quality lube base oils, with a process that in no way adds to the pollution of the atmosphere. This allows recovering and reusing the lubricants time and time again, which helps to reduce our dependence on foreign oil.
The best part is that making Group 2 lube oil from used oil takes only half as much energy compared to making it from crude oil. And the carbon footprint from Evergreen's process is even lower. Even more remarkable is that the oil produced by Evergreen is proven to be of equal or better quality than lube produced from virgin oil by major oil companies.
California Senate Bill 86 determines managing used oil as hazardous and clearly defines the responsibility of both the generator of used oil and the waste collector. The operations of Evergreen conform to all existing and pending legislation regarding hazardous waste treatment and disposal, consistently meeting or exceeding every environmental standard. In fact, Evergreen is the only fully licensed Part B re-refinery in the United States in total compliance with the most strict regulations, providing further liability protection to its customers.
Re-refining used oil just makes good sense. Like many other materials that are recycled today, the quality of re-refined lube oil is excellent. Evergreen Oil is leading the way in re-refining, a concept whose time has come.
In addition to the re-refinery, the Newark facility operates a new wastewater treatment plant and has recently added a hazardous waste consolidation pad for temporary storage of drummed waste, ranging from oily debris to flammable liquids, that are properly manifested for off-site disposal. Evergreen has another fully permitted facility in Carson, from where it manages its operations for environmental services in Southern California. Our two facilities provide environmental services to the entire state of California, Western Nevada, and Southern Oregon.
You know, I've noticed that thanks to growing concerns about global climate change, many companies have recently adopted a quote-unquote green approach to market their products and services. But in some cases, it seems like this is only to take advantage of a hot business trend.
Evergreen Oil Inc., on the other hand, has been proudly operating under the same name for a quarter of a century. Truly dedicated to the protection of the environment, Evergreen's facilities, oil products, and services are a commercial response to long overdue demands of society, representing a triple win situation for the industry, for the community, and for the environment. We are at a critical point with regards to our ecosystems, which continue to deteriorate due to negligence and abuse as time goes by. In the case of used oil, big business is not at fault. We all, as consumers, are ultimately responsible for pollution.
So, if we're all responsible for what happens to used oil, what can a consumer like me do to make sure it's properly handled?
That's easy. Just have your oil changed by a service station that has its used oil collected by Evergreen to be re-refined. Or, if you change your own oil, take it, in a closed container, to one of the thousands of certified collection centers in the state that receive used oil. Those centers are identified with a Recycle Used Oil sign. You can locate one near you by going to www.ciwnb.ca.gov/used-oil/centers.
We all need to remember that oil does not wear out, it just gets contaminated. Even with the introduction of hybrid vehicles, greenhouse gas emission standards, alternative fuels, and new technologies, engines will continue to require efficient lubrication.
Used oil, when properly managed and re-refined, becomes clean base oil that can be compounded and blended to produce like-new standard lubricants to be used over and over again, closing a loop from engine to engine, creating a sustainable resource for future generations.
Recycling and re-refining as part of environmentally responsible behavior can help to reverse the current trend of pollution and global warming.
At Evergreen, we recognize the importance of used oil and hazardous waste collection and the complexity of choosing the correct service company. Our focus is not only on customer needs, but also on our mission to address the universal concern regarding a better environment for the future. So now do you see that there's a better, environmentally responsible way to dispose of your used oil?
You bet! And it's very easy, too. Thank you. Hey, you never told me your name.
That's not important. The only name you need to remember is Evergreen Oil.
Wow!